But I thought it was really great to see that involving law enforcement has a huge impact. And one of the stats from the report was, $1 million in savings on the cost of a data breach, which I just touched on a minute ago. But it also impacts whether organizations even choose to pay a ransom. And your data indicated that 63% of organizations who involve law enforcement opt not to pay ransom once they're involved. So I thought that was a positive thing.
Yeah, and I don't think it will come as a surprise to anybody that law enforcement agencies are very much against organizations funding crime and further crime and making this even more profitable. But I think there is a few real impacts that they have adapted to over the last few years that they help organizations with. I mentioned that they actually now have access to quite advanced decryption tools, and particularly if you're one of these opportunist criminals that goes onto the dark web and has a go at a SaaS application like we just mentioned, they're often very common. We've seen these before and we know how they behave. So there is a chance that law enforcement can help you decrypt files without paying a ransom. They can also help you do things like, legal guidance. So help you navigate the obligations you have in that moment in time and provide advice. And they can also, much like for years, you mentioned a hostage scenario, they've been doing hostage negotiation for years.
Yeah.
They can actually provide, negotiation support as well. They can assist in negotiations invisibly to the threat actor that you might be dealing with. And beyond that, they can do things like threat intelligence sharing. So, they may be able to connect you with other organizations in your industry or other organizations that have been engaged by the same threat actor to share best practices and stories about, how they came out of the other side of that as well. So there's a huge amount that law enforcement agencies have adapted to doing over the last few years alone to help combat this.